ahead and I got 20 in the bank. I got 30 in the bank. Let me call a loan officer. What's up, you guys? So I am here right now, gonna drop hopefully some cool information that might help you. And when we're talking about buying a home in 2023. So some things that people don't think about. If you're a first-time home buyer, this is not for necessarily the over veteran people. This is for beginners. So if you're a beginner, cool, stay on. If you're a veteran, this might help to help your community. But if you're not, like, this is really for somebody who basics, the basics of the basics, and wants to do it maybe the standardized way at first, acquire your first property, and then take your time down the road to get the next one and the next one. So some things I would say that a lot of people don't know. The first thing I would tell anybody in 2023 about buying a home, go talk to a loan officer. You can look through a few loan officers. If you Google top 10 loan officers in your state, your county, your city, you'll find them. Talk to them. You don't have to meet them in person. Me specifically, I did not meet my loan officer in person. I looked online over time and then I found him, talked to him, and it helped, I was able to save myself a lot of time, trouble, and any headaches. So, and I looked and talked to my loan officer within about 6 months to a year before I even fully bought the house or made a decision on a home. But I'm going to go over this because I think it will help a lot of people that don't always know that you can do this step. And when I give this advice to people one on one or during coaching calls or during like different things, they're like, nobody ever told me this. So I said, let me make a video about this. So when you're talking to a loan officer, you might not know, but you can do a soft check. Soft check basically means they won't affect your credit, doesn't show up, but they'll be able to get information on your credit to know what you need to do to get really pre-approved, to get yourself really in the next step. They can also give you an estimate. None of this stuff is concrete. A lot of people say that, but none of this is. You can't really hold them 100% liable, but they can give you a better chance and direction. So they'll give you like, hey, look, you can get a home with your finances, with your credit, unblended or unmixed with a spouse or anything like that. Okay, for example, they might tell you you're good at 300,000. So you can look at homes at 300,000, or they say you'll look at a home at 500,000. It just depends on what your stuff's at. But this will give you this is not a pre-approval. This just gives you an estimate so you can know. You keep making this type of money, you keep your credit at this, you keep your checking accounts at this, and they might even say, for me, they were like, hey, look, get about $8,000 more. This will really set you up for the front end, which is everybody commercial always tell you that 3.5%, and this will help you with the back end, which is going to tell you that there's closing costs. And depending on your economy that you're in, and depending on what we're doing, again, right now, um, you can still get closing costs covered. I'm going through it right now and buying my home, and closing costs is getting covered. It just depends on the area you're in. This is stuff that I can at least tell you now because I'm going through it and almost at the end of that. So these are the things you want to look at. Number two, when you're talking to your loan officer, get a price range that you are going to know that you got to come out of pocket. So say if you're doing a home at 300,000, it's around $10,000 for 3.5% down. Um, and then say you want to get a range of what the estimate is on interest rates in that area. Depending on, I'm still learning. So guys, quote me, check it out. I don't know. But I know for what I was told and when I did look up, it can change every other day during the week, your interest rates. So depending on the date of your close is really where you can lock in your rate. And you want to get that always in writing with your loan officer. So you're not going to have a locked in rate until you get you're going to really put an offer on a home. If you're like, oh my God, the interest rates are crazy right now, rent's crazy right now. Get a home. Rent's crazy. If you want to move into a home nowadays, you got to make three times the amount of money to get into it for the rent. Then on top of that, you got to sit there and give them the first, last, and deposit. So you might be kicking, if the rent is 2,400, 2,500. You're giving up $5,000 to $7,500. My closing on this house is $9,300. So if you come up with $9,300, the closer's coming up with the down payment is $9,300. The closer is coming up with the rest, plus a little bit extra in concessions. You're telling me you can't get a home? And take your time. You can save this money up over the next year, 2 years. Nobody's time track is really certain. So you might take 2 years to get that first home. And 2 years from this video, you might be like, hey, I got my home. That is awesome. It might take you a week because you might have seen this video. It'll help you. And you'll be like, oh, that's all I need. Let me go ahead and I got 20 in the bank. I got 30 in the bank. Let me call a loan officer. Let me see what's up. Won't hit your credit because that's what you might be worried about. Tell them to do a soft check. You don't approve a hard credit check, they'll do a soft check. I've done it. If you got questions, email me, links to DM me, whatever you got to do. But I'll help you out. But just go ahead and talk to a loan officer. This will get you in the game. This will set you up to know what you need to do. And sometimes you do a soft check, they might go, hey, you need to take this credit card and pay that off. You need this one and pay that one down at least 20 more %. And then they might say, all right, this debt needs to be, if you got student loans, you need to move this over so then it's good. So then we can go ahead and say, all right, we'll approve you. They'll tell you. You can have a 500 credit score. They might think you're crazy, but if you're not crazy, you might not get it anyway. So go ahead, do a soft check. Doesn't hurt your credit no worse than anything. And see what it is. You might not be as far away from your end goal of buying your first home than you think. So I hope this helps. Again, I'm going to post some more. This is just part one. Hope part one was cool. I hope you enjoy it. And see you next time.
I got a couple of things to say right now. You see me winning, I am not no cash clown. I just wanna pick you up and ride around town.